Well, good evening, and I hope you have all had a very Merry Christmas. We have now got the new year to look forward to, and we shall be seeing the back of 2025. However, we are entering 2026 on a more serious note, that being with the terrorist threat level increasing to imminent. So, what does this mean for us? Well, everything that we have been talking about, we have been warning against for the past few months, is now coming to its final days. It's coming to fruition. We have seen what's happened in Bondi Beach. We have seen the attacks that were prevented in America that were going to take place on New Year's Eve. And there was also plans for a terrorist attack here in the United Kingdom. We are seamlessly getting closer to an attack. And it's going to be a terrorist attack like no other. In my opinion, in my estimation, they are going to try and hurt us where it hurts the most. And what's worse is that I truly believe the government are well informed and they know about it. In fact, if not, are helping them do this. And if it's not the full government, then it's at least some of them. With that being said, as Britons, it is up to us as a duty to protect our children, but not just our children, everyone else's too, to the best of our ability. And the way that we can do that is by communication, by coming up with innovative ideas, whether it's creating a WhatsApp group to keep people in the know, a Facebook page, whatever you can do. Advice to your children, asking your schools what procedures are in place, what security measures they have in place to make sure your child or children are safe. The thing that scares me the most is that we may see, if not next year, the year after, a repeat of something similar to the Beslan massacre. Something which would absolutely tear Britain at its seams. Something that would turn Britain into civil war. And if not civil war, then at least a very horrific civil unrest and a long period of it. Something I don't want for anyone. However, it is something that is becoming more of a reality than it is a concern. It's up to you, even if you're not a parent, even if you're just an ordinary citizen, to put in whatever you possibly can to help others. We are at a time of need, a desperate time. And although it is Christmas and we should be celebrating, we should also be on guard. We should be on guard at all times. We have seen what has happened in Christmas markets all across Europe. Germany last year witnessed a horrendous attack. And many events for New Year have already been cancelled due to the threats of Islamist attacks and aggression. Sadly, the Jewish communities across Europe and across the Western world are facing anti-Semitism at a level that has been unprecedented since World War II. We have to stick by them and with them too. If it's not their children, it will be ours that they will come after. We are always reminded, and people say all the time, multiculturalism has failed. Well, I say not. Multiculturalism hasn't failed. Islam has. And albeit you may not like that as my opinion, and that is only of my opinion, it is also the opinion of many others. Radical Islam has no place in society, in the Western world, or anywhere in a democratic state or country. Evil, tyranny, corruption is something we all should face, call out, and fight when we can and where we can. And if I can ask for anything this Christmas, or anything for the beginning of 2026, it is for everyone to be on guard, everyone to be vigilant, for you to talk with your children, as I will with mine, warn them of the risks that are ahead of them, but do it in a polite way. Try and tell them to stay away from certain areas, not to talk to strangers. Of course, that is a given, but it is now we must put more emphasis on that. Keep them as close as you can, within your sight, within a range of a phone call, and just do whatever you possibly can to make sure not only that your children are safe, but that your home is safe also. And that you, as a parent, can be open to talk to. Because let's not forget, yes, the grooming gang scandal, one of the worst scandals ever to take place on British soil, which has affected an estimated 1 million young girls and boys. We also need to be open to hear them out. Because there may be, and I do but genuinely believe, that even today, still to this day, without a shadow of doubt, grooming gangs are still operating. And who knows, maybe your daughter or your son could be suffering at the hands of one of them, yet they may not realize it yet, or you may not have realized it yet. Or maybe they are suffering, yet they don't want to talk to anyone. So be emotionally available to your children, regardless of what age they are. But also, again, be vigilant. Now, of course, I know this is a very stark, dark message, especially at a period like Christmas and New Year. But I don't want people tiptoeing into New Year celebrating that everything we've gone through this year is out and that everything in 2026 is going to be better, because that would just be living a lie. We need to be more vigilant than ever, especially recently. And if you look at the past few months, when not just myself, but many other very high leading figures have spoken of mass fatality contracts, the emergency testing with our devices that was taking place in September, all our phones being rang. And yeah, the mass fatality contracts 1, 2 and 3 with the temporary mortuaries and morgues. Then you've got the lockdown drills being practiced all across the UK, lockdowns that have already taken place, and an estimated 238 school lockdowns have taken place since the academic year of 2025. That's September to now. 238 school, primary and secondary school lockdowns have taken place from September to date. Please bear that in mind and how serious this is. The last thing that we would ever want to hear or ever want to happen is for a phone to ring or an email to be sent where it is said that our children are in a school lockdown because somebody has entered wishing them harm. It is a day that I dread, but it is also a day that I do believe is genuinely coming. And if you was to ask me for my honest opinion, I believe the government don't only just know this is going to happen, but some of them, if not all, are behind it too. They want us to spill into civil unrest. That way, they can bring in martial law, they can bring in lockdowns, which we've already practiced, and they can bring in and bring further, very quicker, the likes of digital ID, digital currency, and start this new world order. You may think that is a conspiracy and that may be too much, maybe too far. But if I was to tell you 2 or 3 years ago that this grooming gang scandal was true, you would have also called me a conspiracy theorist. But whatever your views are on this, we all must accept one thing: that the terrorist level is at the highest that it can possibly be. Whistleblowers from MI5, MI6 have come out to say how dangerous it is. Our government have got no control of Islamists that are coming in and out of the country, as we have learnt today, and that we are facing an ever-existing threat of a terrorist attack more than ever before. They have happened in Australia, they have happened elsewhere, and they are going to happen here. And let's also take a time to reflect on the work that Trump is doing as well in Africa. He is attacking ISIS, and those who follow ISIS are just waiting for the nod. They are waiting orders. I have seen videos, many of you may have seen videos saying we are awaiting orders. Many Muslim men marching in towns, in cities of countries, European countries, saying we are all awaiting orders. What does that mean? What does that tell you? Something big is going to happen, and it's going to happen soon. So all we can do as British parents, as British citizens, is be prepared. Be prepared, talk, come up with ideas, and do whatever we can to keep each other informed. And now more than ever, it's time for you to look into what's taking place. And I highly suggest, if you haven't got an X account already, formerly known as Twitter, please create one. Subscribe to the likes of 2C TV, run by Maya 2C, Paul Thorpe, the likes of Resistance GB, GB News, Talk TV. Listen to those radio stations. Although they may not be perfect, they're the closest to the truth that we are going to get. So with that, guys, with that, Britons, I do wish you a Merry Christmas, but I also wish that you all remain vigilant, that we all remain real, and that we step into 2026 prepared, ready, that we know what is around the corner. Because the last thing we want is all for us to have our heads buried in the sand when we are at the most desperate, most fearful times that we have been in. Thank you. God bless. The Patriotic Christian.